Hello there. I'm so excited to actually be recording today the first episode of the podcast, How to Run Profitable Retreats. In this podcast, we're going to be talking all about retreats and how you can make them profitable. This is such a gift for us to be able to share with the world in the sense of like going into retreats and transforming your lives. That it's not just about giving, it's also about receiving, right? It's so important that it's both ways and we learn how to receive the abundance that we deserve. You have no idea with how many retreat leaders I've spoken in the past that they love what they're doing, but they are not making the profit that they should for the amount of effort and work and time that they took just to get to where they are today. So out of this, I was just like, oh, I need to create this space for retreat leaders, hosts, and spiritual entrepreneurs to join me and learn more about running profitable retreats and how we can have conversations of all the different retreat types that exist. So many times we really just think that retreats are meant to be yoga retreats, but the reality is that there's so much more. And I'm so excited for all the upcoming episodes that are going to be showing up. We're going to be talking about retreats on demand. Have you actually ever heard of a retreat on demand? Is this something that is on your common vocabulary? For so many people, it's not. We're going to be talking about all the different transformational retreats that can happen. We're going to be talking as well on the space of like how actually some people run nonprofit companies that help you plan your retreat in Costa Rica. We're going to be having so many guests, amazing guest speakers. I can't say it enough because every time I'm with them on the calls, just getting ready for this podcast, I get so excited because I feel the energy. I get goosebumps. It's just like absolutely insane. I can feel the energy through the screen. Have you ever felt that? Something that is so aligned that you're like, yes, yes, yes. This is exactly how I want you to feel when you're running and hosting your retreats. I want you to be feeling this ecstasy of emotions, this absolutely amazing feeling of alignment. When you're putting your price out there, you feel like, oh my gosh, yes, I would buy this for myself. This is the way I want you to feel. I want you to feel abundant. I want you to feel glorious. I want you to feel unapologetic, authentic, that it's really you. Think about what your old self or your self today needs. That's exactly what you're supposed to be offering on retreats. And yes, so many people have said to me, oh my gosh, there's so many retreats. There's an overflow of offerings. How am I going to fill up my retreat? And I can tell you this, there's 8 billion people in this world, and each single one of them, except maybe a couple, need to heal. So they need your work. They need your service. And I'm going to break something else to you right now. You might feel that everyone is now a coach, is now a transformational coach, life coach, realignment, medicine woman, medicine man, shamans. But the reality is that that's your bubble. That's what you're seeing. It doesn't mean that the 8 billion people in this world are spiritual entrepreneurs, as I like to call it, or retreat leaders or retreat hosts, right? It's not. That's the truth. But if you're, for example, a lawyer, the majority of your friends are going to be lawyer because that's the energy that you're putting out there. That's the people you're calling in, people that resonate with your vibration, right? So if you're vibrating in the spiritual entrepreneur world, everyone that you're going to see on your Instagram is going to be a life coach or something similar to that. And that's okay. You just need to figure out how do you get yourself out there to those people who are not spiritual entrepreneurs and they want to come to your retreats because you can transform their lives. Because you've been there, you can take them through to the next step. You don't need to be all the way at the end of the line. You just need to be a couple of steps ahead to be able to help someone. right? So now I'm going to tell you just a little bit about myself. So you know who's Lainey, you know who's your host for these episodes, who's going to be spending some time with you, hopefully very often. So I'm very pleased to meet you. I am very pleased to meet you. My name is Lainey Cavazos, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Retreat Planner. That it's a wellness company that really focus on teaching people and guiding people how to run purposeful and profitable retreats. I truly believe that we all deserve abundance, that we can make as much abundance in our lives as we want. And I'm not just meaning about monetary abundance, every single type of abundance. Every single step that you give into your life should feel great, should feel expansive. That means being abundant. It doesn't mean how many cars you have in your house, even though you can have as many as you want. There's no rules for that. But it's about this inner feeling, a feeling of, yes, I am so much more. I am just whatever I want to be. I am the creator of my life. So because I truly believe that we all deserve to be abundant. And because of my background in marketing and hospitality that I combined with my spiritual life, I decided to focus my energy in teaching people how to run retreats. I've been planning events since I'm 15 years old. So I basically plan events with my eyes closed. I feel very, very confident about it. I loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. I used to plan dinners in front of the Giza pyramids, dinners in the palace of the King of Saudi Arabia, private concerts for Craig David, VIP lounges in the Dubai Jazz Festival, weddings, whatnot. And it was absolutely amazing. I loved it. I had so much fun. Once I made it snow in Dubai. Literally, I covered a whole garden with snow for a winter wonderland dinner. And as amazing and incredible as that was it, I knew something was missing. I needed to bring transformation into the conversation. And then that's how the retreat planner was born, right? Because you have events, right? Retreats are a mixture of events, business skills, marketing, plus a transformation, the intention of what you're offering when you're creating a retreat, right? So I'm going to give you one of my secret formulas today, because this is going to be a life changer. When you're creating your retreat proposal, idea, concept, however you want to call it, go back and create your intention as a retreat leader. In the marketing world, this is called an elevator pitch. What does this mean? What does elevator pitch means, right? It might sound a little bit odd. An elevator pitch is a 1 to 2 sentences pitch that you would be able to tell someone on an elevator ride. So if you had to introduce yourself or your retreat on a lift with one more person, and you just had like a couple of seconds to really like nail it, then that's your elevator pitch. It's your retreat intention, or your intention as a retreat leader, right? So you can create as many elevator pitches as you want. But really, there is a very simple formula. Is I help, guide, teach, support X people, right? So for me, it's spiritual entrepreneurs. So I guide spiritual entrepreneurs. For me, it's spiritual entrepreneurs, right? So I guide spiritual entrepreneurs on what do they do, right? What do I teach them, right? What do I guide them in? On how to run profitable retreats. So, and then what's their benefit? What do they get out of it? So they can be abundant and live in ease, right? So when they're planning a retreat, they're not going crazy. They're not breaking their heads. They feel great. They feel absolutely awesome. That's what I do. I help them get into alignment when it comes to planning retreats. Retreats can be draining. They can take many, many hours to be created, to be sold. But what if you did it from a place of like, yes, doing this is on service of all the amazing people who are going to be showing up to my retreat. They're going to change their lives. And because they change their lives, their families and friends are going to change their lives. And then because of that, the world is going to be a better place. And you know what? And besides that, I get paid to do it. Doesn't that sound amazing? Right? Such an interesting concept to really just allow abundance to come in, to feel like you deserve it, that you're entitled to charge for your work. I would love to hear in the comments, if you're watching on YouTube, how do you feel about this? Do you feel you're charging your worth? Or maybe not so much. Maybe just a feeling of fear came through. You're like, huh, I'm afraid to charge more. What if no one buys? What if I feel like a failure? Right? Or even worse, what if I succeed? What if I succeed? What if I become visible and people get to see me? And maybe they don't like me. Right? So there's so much inner work when it comes to everything that we do in our business, right? But if you're in this podcast, we're talking more specifically about retreats, even though not all the conversations are going to be about retreats. It's so important that to realize that it's 99% mindset, 1% strategy. And in my programs, I do teach business skills. I teach marketing. I do. But it's not the biggest part. Those are the tools, the support system, right? It helps you set foundations. So it's amazing. It's juicy. It's great. Needs to be done. It's not something that you can really avoid if you want to have a thriving, growing business. But it's not all. It's actually not even the most important part, even though it might feel like it takes more time of your day. The important piece is the mindset. It is alignment. It's really feeling that you are in the right place at the right time, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, not in 1 minute or two. That right now, you're in that amazing, amazing state. How does that feel? How does that feel? Just being able to be sitting down like I am right now. And I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm thinking of like, what do I want to share with you? How do I make sure that my words serve you in the best possible way? So once again, I am super excited that this podcast is coming out. I want to give you a little bit of juicy information for this first episode. So you already start bringing in those emotions, right? Connecting with who you are. Figuring out who are you as a retreat leader, as a retreat host, and how does that ripple into everything that you do? How does that feel? If you like this episode, I invite you to click the subscribe button underneath for YouTube or to leave a comment on our podcast, either on Apple or Spotify. I really hope to see you again, and please feel free to send me messages. You can find me on Instagram at The Retreat Planner or my website, theretreatplanner.com. You can see the links on the bottom. Super simple to see and to find me, right? The Retreat Planner. It's very easy to remember. I want to have conversations with you. I want to hear you. I want to see what's happening. And then if it turns out I can support you in this beautiful, beautiful path of planning retreats, I'll be honored. Thank you.